Testing, testing. Okay. Today is going to be a replay review for a fellow Jamie player from Germany. He's the same rank as me, has the same amount of experience, so it'll be interesting to see where his mistakes are, because it's probably the same as mine. And we'll go from there, I guess. Oh, I can. I'm going to not select all of the replays, because I think it plays them back in reverse, which is a bit annoying. Because I watched the replays back, and then I'm like, hang on a second, these decisions don't make too much sense, or the flow of the match feels a bit off. Ooh, lots of experience in this can. That's the first thing I do, actually.
Come on.
I've already gained some information on how this player will play. So doesn't really tell you that much, because he could be a new player. Could be a new master rank player. MMR from like 1200 or slightly above 1500 will indicate that that player is actually where they should be in terms of rank and what to expect. But this guy has 140,000 LP. So this guy has a ton of experience. So this guy is the rank that is displayed up here. So this guy is good. Air quotes. We'll see. And this would be the shed shell combo. Oops, I dropped it. You can also use crouching medium kick as well. That's okay. Or 5MK. It just depends on your spacing, how far back you are. Now right here, I would probably go for a drink. And why would I do that? First of all, he's with the heavy. And then I get the feeling that he's going to walk back, which is creating space for a drink that he probably won't punish. And your goal as Jamie should be to get to drink level 1, no matter the cost. I think if you lose a third of your health, but you get a drink, that's worth it. Because it is much worse to stay at drink level 0. Okay. So right away, this guy has said, can you check drivers? No. Can you check a jump in? No. So right now, he's probably thinking this is going to be an easy game. It's winnable. Very nice. Shenshou combo. So when you play for this long, you definitely build your own personal flowchart to gain information from the opponent. So, you know, gotta watch out for these things. Go for the strike here. I would go for a throw. That's my preference. I would go for a throw first. Or in this case, it's actually like, it's actually better to go for 5 MP because you keep your turn. And you can follow up like that. And then go for some frame traps. But you're not, I think you're +1 if you go for 2 MP here. So that's your mistake there. You always want to stick to the opponent and keep your turn, keep your pressure going. And it actually doesn't matter if they get blocked, if they block or get hit, because you'll be damaging their drive. So it's a win-win situation for you. But always go for 5 MP. There's not really a reason not to. It actually trades with a 4 frame, so if this Ken was mashing his light faster, you could trade and get a light arrow kick into safe jump. Very nice. Oh. So right here, I'd probably just do nothing and see what happens. Oh. Now, if this Ken was a bit better, you would be dead here if he spent the super. Well, I could only say be more patient on your reversals. If you're patient and you do nothing, you can actually make the opponent panic and they might do something strange. Or they have a flowchart that doesn't take into account someone blocking, which is very funny. Okay. Missed the driver's cancel Shenxiao, but that's very hard to do. And this is a 2 MP turn. I mean, you can use 5 HP, but there's less reward. Yeah. Gotta check the drivers, that's very important. Because I think if I look at myself, I'm always drive rushing aggressively, and if someone checks my drive rush, suddenly the game becomes very hard. So if you can check drive rush, that's going to help tremendously. Ooh. Oops. Well, that would be a command grab if I didn't mess it up. Into a trade combo. So when you're getting these punish counter 2MK, 5MK, I would try and go for OD palm and using that combo I just showed you, because that will put the opponent in the corner and they'll have to start guessing for the round. And it's a very, very easy way to steal the momentum of the match, and you can catch a lot of players off guard doing that, and you can skip the drinking. And I think you mentioned in the Discord that you were struggling with neutral after you've got a knockdown. But that's one way you can effectively keep your turn going. If you just have the opponent end up in the corner, then you've already closed the distance, and you can keep your offense going. And another big thing is anybody, no matter the skill level, will lose to guessing in the corner. So I mean, it takes away the skill of the game, right? You start throw looping, start just making the opponent do reversals, and you bait it out. Oh, didn't finish the... I mean, I don't blame you, because sometimes, as Jamie players, we know that Rekka can drop halfway through. Okay. Very nice. Always go for the Shen Shao combo. I think if I were you, I'm so far away that I know this is going to whiff, so I can safely cancel into OD palm. Then it's this combo again. 2MP command grab is what you do after that. There are a whole bunch of other mix-ups you can do, but that's my main one, as I think is very effective. So what this is just planning ahead and knowing what to do, I suppose, when the opponent blunders like this. You could also use the Shen Shao combo as well. I think that would also leave the opponent in the corner. Oh, it's unfortunate. Just drive rushed at the wrong time. Sometimes you just have to drive rush 5 HP and run the opponent down before they have time to think and counter that game plan. But that was okay. I have watched some other replays. The only problem you have is some slight gambling that's causing you to lose rounds. And sometimes you don't kill the opponent when you can. So in other words, you're missing lethal. But that's a problem all the way up to ultimate Grandmaster. Or maybe Grandmaster. It's definitely the main issue I see at that rank.
We gotta do this. Come on.
Round one. Fight.
I mean, I would actually just drive rush to LP. Could do something like that. My personal round start option, this is my favorite one. But if I know the opponent is going to walk back, I could do this. You know, and then this will put the opponent in the corner if you drive rush 2MK, drive rush cancel, go into the Shen Shell combo, which is quite ridiculous if you think about it. So I'd recommend that. And you can, I probably haven't mentioned this yet, the replay, but this guy is probably defensive if he's walking back at round start. So you can take advantage of that and go for the drive rush low. And you could drive rush cancel it. So you can instantly corner the opponent and start making them guess. And they can actually lose the round just from that. And it's a similar concept to the level 2 combo I showed you, where you're looking to just corner the opponent from about 2/3 of the screen and just make them guess and they'll lose. There hasn't been any huge major mistakes because you are an experienced master rank player. You actually, you're plus 48 there, so you actually missed. I think you had it actually. Oh. Maybe it's plus 49. But if you think you are going to drop this, right here you would cancel into drink. That's what a lot of higher level Jamie players do when they notice they don't get the right juggle. So it actually gives you some good Oki. You can drive rush 5 MP after drinking, because you're plus 16, give or take a few frames. I would be a bit careful about baiting that. This is definitely a risk that you didn't have to take. And this is the result of that decision. You've almost cornered yourself. I guess this is just something Ken can do. Off of a counter hit. I have a feeling you can DI there. Right here, you just DI. And Ken has shown you this strategy in the first round, so you know, you could be more ready for it and assume he'll do it again. This is a very nice shimmy, but I would recommend that you go for a better option, which is crouching heavy punch into heavy Bakai. You could also cancel that into, I mean, it depends if you have level 2 or not. You can go into that combo. So this is the same if you were to gamble with a jump, you know, go for the jump heavy punch instead of jump heavy medium. You'll just get more reward, more damage, and it will potentially remove an extra interaction down the line, and that would make your gameplay safer and more consistent because you don't have to guess as much when you're running your offense. You can get punish countered here if you mistime the 5HK, so I'd be careful using it until I know the opponent has been conditioned not to jump. This is something you can practice in the training room, where you can deliberately get your 5 HP blocked and go for a perfect parry. I mean, it's a lot harder in training. But you can go for a perfect parry there. You can steal your turns back that way. I think it's a very effective way of doing it. A lot of players are going to mash their 4th frame, so you could just hold back and tap parry, and you'll almost guaranteed get a perfect parry. Right here, it's still your turn, so I would recommend 2 LP. And then you can convert that into your strike through pressure. So, you know, don't give up your turn too early, I suppose. Unfortunately, against this player, you will just have to perfect parry those fireballs. If you dash or jump, you're giving up control of your character, and that will give the opponent time to get a hit on you. So you'd have to be careful. It's always a risk when you do those options, and you want to be avoiding taking risks. I think this is one too many reversals. If you look at your drive, you're now in danger of getting burnt out. Here's a good example of going into... Oh, you burn out. Well, it would be good if you didn't burn out. You do need enough meter left over for a drive rush, so that you can follow up with drive rush forward heavy kick. And since you already have 2 drinks and the opponent is half HP, you don't actually need to go for a drink here. I think it's a bit better to go for just going for some Oki, you know? That was medium arrow kick, dash forward, into drive rush 2 HP. But you can use drive rush 2 HP or 5 MP, both are good. Both will clash with a 4 frame, and that'll give you a high damage combo. You could possibly kill if you clashed actually from that, which is why it's really good. But the main point being is that when the opponent is when their HP is below, so as you see here, it's below the 6 bars, which means your SA3 will kill in 1 interaction, so you don't need the extra drinks, so it's actually a waste. It's a waste of time going for drinks and not just rushing down the opponent. You have to be more confident in your neutral if you keep giving up pressure for drinks. Now, I do that because I know what to do at drink level 4, and I know how cracked I can be with all of the mix-ups and level 2 nonsense. But, you know, how many Jamies have specifically labbed all of that stuff out? Not that many. Most Jamies don't even know what level 2 does. Okay. Unfortunate drop on the Shenshou. This would be target combo safe jump, which is actually something you shouldn't be missing at this rank. Always think if you're going to throw out a 5 MP, what happens next. If it hits, you should have the target combo already. I'd also hold parry a bit more, because there's situations like this where, you know, you could just hold parry and get your meter back. And as long as you're over 3 bars of drive, you will have some high damage follow-ups that can kill the opponent. With minimum resources, actually. Even SA1. OD Palm SA1, for example. So, I would be parrying more when I think it's safe to do so, because gaining meter back is very important. It also makes the opponent's pressure worse, because they have to stop hitting you, or they have to do some weird pressure where they're staggering their pressure to stop the parry. So if they do a true block swing and you just hold parry, or not hold parry, but if you parry that, you're gaining back 1 or 2 bars of drive, which is huge, huge value. Oh, why are we burning ourselves out here? This is the worst mistake of the game so far. This is game losing. I would be doing the opposite. I would be pressing 5 HP. I'll be doing stuff like this. But the main point is I'd be walking forward, pressing a light button and threatening a throw, because you're going to be losing a lot of health to chip damage. Like here, this is a losing position. So the best you can do is prevent Ken from zoning you by you got to be offensive when you're all burnt out. There is unfortunately not much you can do. You just have to gamble and be offensive, because if you get a knockdown and you get a combo, that's going to drag out the timer of burnout. Okay, this is a mistake. You could have killed here. Yeah, so you can't, I mean, you could have gone into SA1 there. You had a lot of options. Well, not too many options because you were burnt out, but that overhead was not needed. And that was what, you know, Ken could have reversaled. And that's all it takes to lose a game of Street Fighter 6. As you may have experienced, you know, you're winning a round, the opponent gets one knockdown, and then you lose the round. Very nice. Yeah. Gotta use 5 MP here. I mean, 2 MP is okay, but just know, you know, your turn's over. It is safe to wake up DI. That's one of the advantages over 5 MP. Very nice. A meaty 5 MP. I mean, I wouldn't... Like, if you're gonna drive rush here, this was another big mistake, because you have, first of all, you have low drive, so it would be much better to go for a safe jump. And you can build back your meter. So you get a jump heavy punch, 5 MP, but you don't get that with the record knockdown, which is heavy punches build up a lot of meter for you. Also, if the Ken reversals here, you're in burnout, and a safe jump would prevent that. And, you know, you could lose the round just because you're burnt out. So it's really important to avoid burnout situations as much as you can, or you'll be in trouble. So go for the safe jump. You don't have to go for a safe jump all the time, but first of all, it's hard to beat a safe jump in terms of pressure. Like, what would be better than a safe jump? Not a lot of things. But you could medium palm here and B+. So you could like medium palm 2 MP. Gotta be parrying a little bit more. So right here, oops. Right here, you could just hold parry. And you've got enough meter for a drive rush cancel, so take advantage of that, because I think it's really strong. Or I know it's strong because, you know, you could drive rush without burning out because you held parry. Now it does lose the throw if you hold parry, but the thing is, if the opponent is thinking about throwing you, they're not going to be thinking about doing whatever mix-ups, you know. Well, do you want to be guessing right on the Ken's Jinrai, or do you want to be guessing right on a throw? If you guess right on the opponent whiffing a throw, that's a punish counter for you. So I would think that's a better situation than trying to guess Jinrai. Okay. Okay, SA free time. Since he's a burnt out, you can do this. You can go for the checkmate stun, and it only loses to a wake up critical art or the wake up reversal, so it's very strong. Ending with the sweep drink is very good as well. Nice. Not much to say.
Jamie wins.
But you could go for a checkmate DI. That is probably a bit stronger than a strike throw, because if you, first of all, they can't DI back if they're low. Actually, no. It's only better if they're low HP. Like if they're 1 HP, it would be better to go for the checkmate DI. But what you did was fine, you know. I can't really nitpick everything you do. You are a very good Jamie player.
Gotta do this. Come on.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay, the Vernal game. So you should have enough information to maybe go for a read. We'll see. Kind of depends. That's a good try. You know, if the opponent's just gonna walk back like this, like right here, instead of throwing out a heavy kick, you can just drink, you know, punish the opponent for being passive. And this is a very key part to Jamie's game plan that a lot of newer Jamie players miss. Or they're either drinking regardless, or they're not observing what the opponent is doing and drinking when it's safe to drink, or you're kind of squeezing in a drink in situations where you wouldn't be able to. So, in other words, you're essentially getting a drink without having to, you know, risk a mix-up or use a drivers cancel, so. Okay. Good stuff so far. I think you can go for, like, in sometimes when you're this might not be good advice, but you can mash here, go for a 5 HP. I don't know. It is bad advice, because if you lose, you're gonna be in the corner. But I don't know. Sometimes it's worth the risk. It'll throw the opponent off. It'll break up their rhythm. You know, you can't give away the game to the opponent. Give up all the momentum. Sometimes The risk taking is required. We had a few options here. Probably the best one would be to parry the fireball and try and go under. And then the opponent is in the corner and they have to guess. Right? That'd be a very ideal situation. I mean, if you're gambling, you know, you could go for this. And you can get the sweep drink if you time it right. But I mean, that's not too important. The sweep drink is what matters. What are you gonna do at a half drive? This would be so if you get an air juggle like this, don't completely waste it. You have a sweep drink. Yeah. It's the same thing like I saw a match you played against the Kami doing the vault move. You can check that with 5 LP and you can get a sweep drink afterwards. So with Jamie, you do have to milk every situation to its maximum potential. You know, you got to convert every weird interaction into a drink, and that will make you a very strong Jamie player. Because even in bad matchups, you can get to drink level, 2. So minimum 2, max. Well, 4 is a bit of a stretch, isn't it? Against the girl, but you can go to 2. That is doable. I'd be parrying that because I can't be bothered to guess. You know what? I might even consider just going for the throw again, just throw looping. Just be annoying. Don't be nice to the opponent. Oh, huge opportunity. It's 4k damage. 4k damage you missed. That could also be 2 HP heavy palm save jump, in the corner. If you're gonna jump this much, I might just... I mean, it's a bit tricky. I mean, you need more space to do it, but... you could do something like that. Try and go for a punish counter 5 HK. That's one way to You get an easy punish counter, 5 HK. You are jumping a lot. I think you had... You had the right idea and you missed the kill on this way. I'm very, very impressed to see you go for this, because his move is kind of fucking awful. Like, the sway needs to be faster, it needs to have armor, it needs to have... because it's kind of this massive read that, you know, the sway could lose to a fireball or a random move a bit too easily. You need to throw the opponent more, like... Right here, this is throw the opponent time. That is unfortunate. I actually hold back like that and I get clipped by a low and I lose for it as well. That happens a lot in my own gameplay and I'm trying to stop that. Now, oh, the jumping. If I were you, and I get a jump in, I'm going to be using this combo straight away. Something like that. The Shen Shao combo would also be good here. So the other reason why going into the SA2 combo is good is because I've had a lot of rounds where I've died with full super meter and I'm like, oh, I should have risked something and just done a wake up reversal. So by spending a meter early, you're actually confirming the value, right? Because Jamie has a very easy time of building back resources. So I think if you have SA2, you should just spend it as soon as you get a good opportunity to do it. Because you're just going to end up with the opponent cornered and you'll start mixing them up. Very nice. You seem to be looking at the opponent. Like your focus is on, I'm going to look for the dry rush low. But, you know, you can also just... What is it? You can, like right here, just walk forward and jump. And we have the opponent guessing in the corner, which is way better for you, you know? When the opponent's in the corner, they can lose. They can just lose from being in the corner. And I think that is way better than a Shen Shao. That pushes the opponent away from the corner. So you got to think about the future and what's your main objectives. And the two main objectives in Street Fighter 6 is pushing the opponent to the corner and having them burnt out. That's the win conditions that will make it very easy for you to win rounds. So all of your decisions should lead to that conclusion. corner and burn out. You know you're jumping too much. This is a Shoto player. He's going to have his DPs ready. Okay, I guess wrong. And you died with full super meter. Look at this. Full super meter, and you didn't even get a chance to spend the resource, so. Practice the level 2 combo I showed you. It's very good. This is a high damage game, and you don't really need Super Art 3 to kill the opponent. OD Palm, 2 HP OD Palm SA1 does 4k damage. If you got a jump in, but it's like 3k if you didn't get a jump in. But you know, that's the thing you have to work on. Oh wait, I do want to look at this one actually, because I was actually close to getting Ingrid to Master Rank. I'm at 2,400 LP, few matches away. So I do know what the character wants to do, so I can offer some better advice than the Viper match. And Ingrid has the same problems as Jamie, which is the stocks when you go for a stock. And if the opponent is good at pressuring you, well, no stocks, and then you lose your options, and then you can find yourself very quickly losing the game. No, it took a while to load. Note this player is a new diamond player. You know, if they're around 30k, they're basically a diamond player. I would consider players approaching 100,000 LP to be accurate to where their rank is displaying. So, I mean, right away, this guy's just walking back, so you can safely just drink away. This guy is not going to stop you from drinking. If you have a fireball, you should just be throwing a fireball out all the time against Jamie, right? That's kind of the matchup. It is surprisingly difficult to stop Jamie from drinking. Because you're just kind of doing nothing here. You're literally doing absolutely fucking nothing. Okay, this was 5 seconds of doing nothing. You gotta be drive rushing, jumping, DIing, drinking. You gotta be doing something. I mean, you are walking forward and claiming space, which is good, but you know, press your advantage, because this is a zoner, and she's not zoning, so this is immensely good for you, because the game could be so difficult for Jamie if the zoner decides to zone you, and they play the character how they should be played. Or it's like it's even worse because you're not a character that can deal with fireballs very well. So their zoning game plan is even better, right? You can't even cancel out the fireball with your own fireball. So if the Ingrid player is not zoning you here, this is like a free win, basically. You know, there's almost no downsides to the matchup, right? You can quite safely approach this player and do whatever mix-ups and rush them there. You can rush them. They're basically saying just rush me down. I want to lose. That's basically it. Like you're playing a little bit too scared. Like in this situation, you got to be drinking. You either full screen drink or you're dry rushing in or jumping in. What happened there? Got clipped by low? Unfortunate. I think Ingrid only needs 4 stocks. Sorry, 2 stocks to like be threatening. So she starts with 1 stock at round start, so her like when she goes to 3 stocks, it's like whatever. It's only at 4 stocks when you're kind of screwed, because that's like 60% from a counter hit anywhere on the screen. Very nice. This corners the opponent, and you're wasting it. Like why are you not just throwing or striking? This is what the diamond players do when they don't know how to play the game. They just do a neutral jump. This is only bad because practically everyone above 1500 is just going to anti-air you for free if you neutral jump them here. Oh, that's a counter. Well, that changes things. Hang on a second. Okay. And you have a DI here. So if you're at drink level 3, you can drink Wrecker and then DI. That would be a meaty DI. And you can only do that during the transition between 3 to 4. It gives you some extra frames of advantage during the knockdown animation. But the point being is, you jumping, first of all, risks you getting anti-aired and the opponent can get out of the corner. And then you're also not progressing your game plan, which is drinking or just dealing damage to the opponent in the corner. So it's essentially another do-nothing play, and you're hoping the opponent makes a huge blunder. And considering this is the first game, you don't know what they're going to do on their wake-up option, right? So if this was the second game, final round, I could understand you going for a neutral jump. You know, that would punish counter a counter that Ingrid has. But right now, it just doesn't make any sense, you know. It's just a huge risk that you don't have to take. Ingrid just driverish cancelled, so I would be looking for any way to burn out Ingrid. You kind of 5 MP SA1. That does work. But you gotta be, I think it's a frame perfect. I think you have 1 or 2 frames to get that. Very nice. So the way I see it is that you shouldn't change your game plan too much if you know, you're against the amnesia or a counter. So you essentially want them to feel comfortable to use it, and then all it takes is one good shimmy and you've got 60% of their HP gone. So, or maybe 50% if you have SA2. Very nice. Driver Shin. This was a mistake here. And the only mistake you made is that if any button will kill the opponent, go for, sorry. Wrong character. Go for a throw. This is about the carryover resource that you're building up for next round. So I think that might have built up more meter than the throw. So, 2-8, I mean, you go for a throw if like a light punch will kill the opponent, but what I did is more meter build. So this is about thinking about the future, what's going to happen afterwards. So the best option is how much meter can I carry over for the next round, because that means you get to SA3 faster and then you can thread in a 60-70% punish counter combo on a shimmy. Maybe not 70% because Jamie is a shit character. So I think the best way to deal with Ingrid's fireballs is to be in the range where it will hit you before it slows down. Because when it slows down and speeds up, that's the part where the timing can be tricky. But if you walk forward, perhaps within a 2MK range, first of all, there's actually a hurt box that gets extended when Ingrid chucks out a fireball. So you could perfect parry sweep, and that would be one of the best punishes you can go for. So it becomes very scary for Ingrid to throw out fireballs if you just, you know, close the distance like that. Okay. Missed the 5HK punish counter. I mean, this is more of a read, you know, like, oh, like I know as a Ingrid player myself that I'm scared of the opponent approaching me, so I'm gonna throw out a button to check a driverish or like a low or something. So then you could read into that and then chuck out the 5HK to punish counter. So use the opponent's fear against them. It's very effective, and it's quite telling what the next move would be if you have that read. Well, that would be your reward if you did nothing. So, something to think about. It's not always the best decision to go for a strike. I like it, but I mean, it's very risky. Very risky to do this. You know, incorrect buzzer sound. This is safe jump. This is oops. Wow, you know, you know what I'm trying to do. It's a lot harder to time things in the replaying at takeover, but this would be light Bakai, safe jump. Why? Because you can you can burn out. This is one of Jamie's very strong tools. You can, and that's just it's easy to show you. Oh, they're not blocking. Okay, but if they were blocking, it would be jump 2 HP, 2 HP, OD Wrecker, 3 hits, level 2, 2 HP, 1 Wrecker, and then you can continue the Wrecker for like 4 bars of drive damage. But you only need 3, so you can actually burn them out and be safe and be -3. So yeah, that's a very, very strong thing you can do. And a more experienced player would recognize that and hold parry when you jump. And if they hold parry, it gives you options to bait out attack parry, and you can punish counter 5 HK that, or you can just go for a punish counter throw, start throw looping. It gives you a lot of options, but it's probably not. It's probably not going to be a thing against a player of this skill level. Okay. Just another drive reversal. Ingrid kind of asked. Oh yeah, there's also the against characters that have to use the drive reversal. You can use the standing light kick SA1 option select that will strike the opponent and also beat them if they use drive reversal. It's insanely strong. Caution made a video on it back when Ed came out, so I'd recommend watching that. Or I'll try and make a guide on it, because there were some things I was testing out where that particular concept kind of links nicely into some medium arrow kick pressure that I actually labbed out, and yeah, that would be very good if I share those concepts and progress the Jamie tech and make the character even better. Well, you know, other people would watch it and be like, oh, that's good, but nobody's doing it. You know, why are we reversing here? I'd be quite happy to take the throw here. I'm up around. I've got full resources. You know, so what if the Ingrid throws me here? Plus, if she wants to do anything useful, she has to spend. She would go into burnout, which means that's a massive boon for you, because you know, if your opponent's in burnout, they can they're screwed and you'll just win. So this is kind of a situation where you got to think about the context of the entire match when you make a decision. You've got to think about the current situation and what will happen in the future. And you know, since you're up around and the opponent's down around, there's going to be a lot more pressure on them to make some unforced errors. So you can you'd be doing things like do nothing, baiting reversals, that sort of thing. And yeah, I mean, the opposite end of that would be don't let the situation deter you from making the best decision, you know? So, but you got to have some, you know, bigger balls to keep drive rushing at the opponent when, you know, they're like a JP or something who could zone you. Okay, this is 2 MK Shen Xiao combo, 5 HK punish counter Shen Xiao combo. I mean, the funny thing is you can just oops. The funny thing is you can burn them out here. Oops. This is player 1. This would unlock your 2 win conditions, which is burnout and corner. I fucked it up, but look at this situation. This is like, this is a massively, this is the best position you could be in. So, I mean, this is the problem with low master rank players, is that they'll make, including myself, I would make like a decision to throw out like a 5 MK. And it could get me in this situation for it. This is how much you can punish someone for doing such a small mistake. And this is huge at higher ranks. They'll see this and they'll, you know, this is the thing that kind of separates the higher rank players. They'll whiff punish that and burn you out, put you in the corner, you know, and then it's GG's, shake my hand. You lost to a Jamie, lol. You're playing a OP DLC character. And you can, you know, brag, rub it in their face, do like the Jamie dance emote or something. Oh, why are we burning ourselves out? You know, this is on that punish counter 5 medium kick, you're going into special skill SA3. And your follow-up will practically almost always be drive rush, delay, 2 HP, DI. Because if you don't delay your DI whiffs, but that would be like 2.5 belts of drive damage. And that would burn out Ingrid and put her in the corner, so yeah. Another huge opportunity missed, but you know, it's also a very small window and exceptionally hard to capitalize on. Okay, you did it here, but you're burnt out. See, wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't it be infinitely better if you weren't burnt out here? Because think of all of the future possibilities. You actually get 2 bars back. So you'd definitely have 1 drive rush, right? And then that's enough for like 1 billion different mix-ups. So you gotta always plan ahead and then think, if I drive rush castle and I'm gonna burn myself out, this better kill the opponent, because if it doesn't, I'm in burnout and I'm screwed and I've just thrown away the round. That's the danger you're playing with. Yeah. Like, what's to stop the Ingrid? Like right here, Ingrid zones you, throws out fireballs against stocks. You know? I mean, she could just kill you off of 1 OD laser beam. I don't know what it's called. Because that does 4k damage. So, well, maybe not 4K, but enough damage to just make you die from chips. So, you know, either way, very scary situation that this person isn't taking advantage of. So, why are you not getting the oops, don't have SA1. Okay. I mean, you know what I'm gonna say, right? You just kill the. So this would be tricky. This would be like, I would always recommend during a jump in medium kick, you look at, you know, your eyes need to look down here, need to look down here, up here, up here. You need to look at all of this shit on the screen, absorb the information, and then understand that this next interaction, you're gonna get your drive meter back. And that's 6 drive bars. And I like to say that each bar of drive is like 1,000 damage. So, well, that's how to think about it. It's not, I mean, it probably doesn't work out to 1,000 per 1,000 units of damage per drive, but, you know, you have enough damage to kill here. Okay.
Jamie wins.
But all of you know, you don't want. Just before Ingrid used SA3 there, that was looking like a messy scramble, and that's something you always want to avoid, because we don't want to win games because we got lucky on pressing random buttons. We want to be in control of the match. We want to be having the momentum of the round in our favor. And we always want to be keeping that advantage for as long as possible and making decisions that will stack the risk reward in our favor. So, and I only got particularly good at that because I was just constantly thinking about what can I do to improve. So naturally I was like, in order to win more, I need to be throw looping the opponent, or that, or a similar type of advantageous situation, burnout. And then it's like, how do I make sure all of my decisions are achieving that goal? So it's not, you know, it's not easy. This game does kind of overload you with lots of different options. But
right on time.
whatever happens in a game, so this is bad, but I would think this is a good thing. And I would drink here when I wake up, because I know that every Ingrid player who does that special move only does it because it gives them enough frame advantage to get a stock. And she's just going to get a stock here. Which means you get, if, which means right here, because I have that information, I'm just going to go for this. I could go for another drink, you know, because this Ingrid player is not using the advantageous parts of the character to, you know, abuse the fact that this matchup is good for Ingrid. Anyway. So every situation, I'm a positive person and I think I can manipulate it into a good thing. Because, you know, if something bad happens, why would I get upset? You know, that just doesn't make, or it doesn't make sense, but, you know, for your long-term mental well-being, I don't get, you know, I'd rather, if I'm playing a video game, I'm going to be happy playing it. I don't play video games to frustrate myself, you know? That's the secret to winning. Just do whatever you think would be fun until you want to improve, and then fun becomes secondary, and then you have to have the discipline to not do like random back eyes and gamble like I've seen you do in some previous matches. I did for a warm-up review off stream. Anyway, I mean, there's so many small things that you can do to level up your Jamie, and all of the very small things is what effectively makes a top tier player, because they will consider all of those things that I've been mentioning. Very nice. You are the perfect example of how to use the Shen Shell combo. So if anybody asks, you know, how do I Shen Shell? I'll be like, just look at this guy. He knows the drill. QuArtzX, he's the Shen Shell expert. Because believe me, I am not hit confirming a 2MK into Shen Shell all the time. I mean, you just have better reward here. Yeah, much better reward. Sweep drink. OD palm, sweep drink is one of your strongest mix-ups, so you gotta always route into it. And technically, the other option is driver's cancel into safe jump special, but I'd much rather spend 2 bars and go for the +4 strike throw mix-up, because that's just more efficient. It's just a more efficient spending of my resources. You also had a 5 MP there, so you could 5 MP, 2 MP, OD palm. That's another option. Well, 5 MP is better, because if you 2 MP, so you can 5 MP target combo, go into a safe jump, or you can 5 MP, 2 MP, go into your OD palm sweep trick. You have more options. Like the only risk, so here's the thing, a bad player might do a random DI, and then it'll be like, why did I 5 MP and get hit by that? But at this rank, you could probably assume that people won't do wake up DI unless they're really trying to big brain you. So you can safely go for a 5 MP. And the 5 MP gives you access to all of those different routings, different options that you can do. So you're just going to statistically go for that. That's just the better option than 2 MP. Right? Because why would a good player do a wake up DI and throw the game? That's the, you know, common sense reasoning to why you would do that. No save jump? Oh, sorry, no 2 MP. Sorry, no 2 HP. So I would always, so the only reason to do to do nothing here would be to bait a perfect parry. But if I was you, I would just, you know, keep it simple. Essentially, you're doing like layer 2 or layer 3 thinking, but there's no point, because until proven otherwise, you just gotta go gorilla mode. You just gotta strike. And the other benefit is that you do drive damage, so it's another thing where it's like it's kind of hard to not just strike the opponent because it's gonna progress your win condition. It's gonna move you towards that goal a lot faster than going for like some weird non-linear routings, you know, with like shimmying. So I don't even know what you were doing. I need to watch the replay properly.
And over.
Okay, you go for like a delayed low, which is very good. It's a very good option. But this Ingrid player is not thinking on the same layer that you're thinking at. So you have to read into the skill level of the opponent, and you have to know that what is the most common option that they're going to do, and then you counter it. And this is also called playing at the opponent's skill level. So, you know, I wouldn't say that what you've done is a mistake, but you have better options. Sorry, I wouldn't say better options. You have less risky options that can, you know, lead to a win without much effort, which is important. Because think about it, if you're playing like 10 games of ranked, like an hour, if you're just autopiloting and running your flowchart and you're just chilling, you're going to be mentally not worn down as much at the end of your ranked session. So you'll probably be making smarter decisions and playing WoW for longer. So, you know, I guess the other argument there is don't try hard when you don't need to, you know? Especially if you're in a tournament, you know, why would you try hard in the first opening rounds or the first opening opponents? Because you're probably going to beat them. You know, if you've been watching the Command Grab Kid YouTube videos, you know what to do with Jamie. So you'll probably go into the top 8 with Jamie. Like John Tachi, what's his name? Okay. What happened there? So right here, it's perfect, nothing. No mistakes have been made, and then it's like... Oh wait, you're actually... Okay, right here it's like perfect, and it's like, oh wait. It's funny because you're like trying to think ahead, and then the Ingrid just does a throw, like kind of like a whatever. I'm going to throw out a throw. Because, you know, you could die at that HP if you go for the throw, so that's why it's surprising that you got hit by it.
Just go over.
Yeah.
And over.
So it's very common that Ingrid will do the drive rush 5 HK, because it's +4 on block if it's drive rushed. But you can just... This is funny. This is where the wake up TI would be good. Because like with Bison, you can DI Ingrid. I'm pretty like she can't really. Her pressure relies on some unsafe. Like her pressure relies on Fireball or Drive Rush Heavy Kick. So yeah. And you could go for this fancy combo. You know, in theory, you could just kill the opponent off of 2 interactions like that. So I would practice that. You know, if you're a Jamie main, practice that side switch DI combo. Very handy, very practical to know how to do. The trick is to, wow, it's to delay the jump 5H, the vertical jump 5HK for as long as possible. That will give you the time to dash under and 5HP cancel into the special move of your choice. You could throw here potentially, your +1. Back throw is always extremely valuable in this positioning. Like, here's the thing, you went for a 2LP, which is like, that would make the most sense in the moment, right? Like, you're like, oh wow, the Ingrid just built a stock in my face, I'm gonna mash a button. But it's much better for you here to go for a throw. So that sets up a melee DI. Anyway, it corners the opponent, and they're in a very bad spot, which you could take advantage of to win, obviously. Like, what does this achieve? You've given the zoner space to zone you. Okay, you're at drink level 2. Maybe you'll dodge a fireball, but that's kind of difficult, considering that, yeah, it's not, you know, it's kind of tricky. It's still a read, I think, when you're dodging fireballs. So, your comment here was like, in this situation, I'm struggling, right? Like, I don't know what to do here. I would argue that, you know what, you're just making bad decisions, because you could just have back thrown and not have to have this neutral here. You could just have the opponent in the corner, right? So, because there isn't much, like, the actual answer to this is just get better at neutral, you know? Just be a neutral god. But you could just make decisions that are not bad for you. Sounds like you know, this might be eye-opening for you. Don't make bad decisions. Anyway. So there's no good advice to help you improve. This would just come down to experience and your ability to play neutral. So, you know, missed the anti-air. You know, this is maybe game losing for the Ingrid. Because it's safe jump. Or, you know, some kind of shimmy. And after this interaction, after the anti-air here, this will be another corner situation, which will be very much in your favor. Okay. 5 MP next time. Okay. Either way. Okay. So this was like 20 seconds or something. So you could have been in the same situation 20 seconds earlier if you just back throw and like did a throw loop, you know, or whatever. So you you could say this is planning and thinking ahead and having a predetermined game plan, and then recognizing each situation is actually an opportunity to skew the momentum of the match in your favor. And being more, having these replay reviews are going to be important for players to look at it and be like, that's what I should have, like, you know, that's what I should have done, because look at how much better that is. Okay, the Paris Palm coming out. Maybe a few months ago, I was like, don't do this because it's bad on resources, but I would prefer to see a Dry Rush 2 RP. That's a lot safer. It covers a lot more options. Like, if you're going, so my suggestion is to whiff 5 LP, then OD Palm, because that actually catches vertical jumps at round start. It catches backdashes and things like, I don't know about backdashes, but Like if the opponent kind of wiggles forwards and backs, it will catch that. Let's see if it actually works. Something like that. And then the follow-up is we go into SA2 and corner the opponent. Oh wow, that was a command grab, but I fucked it up. But you get the idea. That's my other round start. Actually, I might have already mentioned that. I think it's highly effective. It actually rarely fails. Like when I would also recommend always listening to your intuition. Whatever your first idea is for your round start option, just commit to it, because it's your subconscious is doing all the calculations, right? So just trust in yourself, and trust, don't second doubt yourself. Go for the first option that your intuition tells you, because it's probably going to work out. Trust me, from an expert gambler, just trust me. Trust your own. Trust me in saying to trust yourself and listen to your intuition on when you should gamble on an option, and commit to it 100%, because that's always going to be better than you not committing and missing a conversion because you don't believe in yourself and you don't, you're a few frames late on linking into, I don't know, something important. Okay, so the idea is the other option is you go for the sorry, you go you get the drink in there. So and that's a round start drink. So it's very, very, very good. So I would always press 5 HP here because it punish counters a 2 LP if they press here, which does a lot of drive damage and gives you a knockdown of your choosing. Very nice. This is a safe jump, by the way, so like if you get, so this only happens, I can tell you, your 5 HP timing is too early. You're pressing it too soon. And it gives you a bread jump, as it's known in the Jamie community, which is a safe jump. So you can actually, like if you notice you get this knockdown, you can just dash forward 2 times, go for a throw, and then it's judo time. Something like that. Yeah, so you have your plus 42 knockdown here, so you have a lot of different mix-up options. Considering your drive meter is low, I probably wouldn't drive rush. Yeah, I'll just go for the throw. It's probably the most effective mix-up you could do. You could also just manually time a 5 MP. Like, this is doing nothing, so... Which... The thing is, your full HP, full resources, if you get hit by like a reversal, it's literally inconsequential to the outcome of the match. And if anything, it's actually better for you to get hit by a reversal than it is for you to do nothing in this situation, because that actually makes the game way easier for you to win. And you could say that this is, oh hey, okay, missed the chat there. Whoops. I'm on a roll though, and this is more for YouTube than Twitch. And the fellow Jamie players, you can watch this back. Anyway, Oh, I lost my train of thought. Mind. Alright, so you'll be trading your HP. You can you can tank a reversal here. You can be like, if there was only robots playing and you had 3 chances, right? You can blow one of those chances on getting hit by a perfect optimal counter, right? So that's the way you should be thinking about this. Actually, how, you should consider. This is just considering the resources on the screen, and it's much better for you to go for the, like right here, you just keep it simple. You just do some random pressure, 5 MP, 5 MP, 5 MP. Like what the scat players do. I mean, you could even drive rush 5 MP if you really wanted to secure your cross frames. Go Gorilla mode. Until proven otherwise, Gorilla mode is the best way to play Street Fighter 6. So this is unfortunate, but it's partly due to your own, you're not confident in yourself that you didn't press a button here. So like I was explaining earlier, it's probably in your best interest to just press a button here and secure your turn near the corner for the maximum damage potential. Hello everyone who's just joined. A bit late, but whatever. This happens a lot. Like, I think this is actually quite good for you, though, because it takes Ingrid 2 stocks to be some kind of a threat, and she has to build up 2 stocks, which is like 100 frames, right? So you could very much. Oh wow, she got 2 stocks of that. Oh right, the knockdown. Okay. I guess it depends on the knockdown then. I guess in this scenario, it'd actually be better to just go for the drink. So right here, you just go for the drink. And I think against stock characters, if you're trading drinks against another character that builds up stocks, it's always better for Jamie, because his stocks are a permanent buff, whereas a jury stock, she has to spend it for like a mix-up. And Ingrid spends her stocks for plus frames. So, but Jamie just gets a flat damage boost and access to a bunch of extra tools and some very threatening, at drink level 4, some very threatening options with level 4 and drink level, SA2 and drink level 4. This is possibly the ideal position Ingrid wants to keep you in, but if she throws out a fireball, you can still drink actually, so not the worst. You can check this. Of a 5 LP. Get your second drink. This is the same counter to any character that has a vault. You can just 5 LP. So that is a good. Against an Ingrid player who's spamming teleport, you can spam 5 LP, and you're almost always going to win the trade. If you're a multi-blood player, just spam 5A and you'll anti-air everything perfectly. Same concept, 5 LP, that will save you. Oh, hey, Yoga. How's it going? Since you... Yeah, I've developed a critical illness. My kidneys don't work. That's what happens. How unfortunate. But on the upside, I get to play Street Fighter 6 all day. Yeah. Anyway. So a replay review of 1350 MR Jamie. So basically my rank. Or I would argue that I'm a bit higher. I'm just, I just don't play enough ranked. So I'm kind of just doing other things with my life. I actually play other games. But I might just take Street Fighter 6 a bit more seriously and only play it. Considering I'm close to 1500, 1600 sort of level. Maybe drivers cancel here from the Shen Shell combo. That's, I guess you can't land all of the 2 MKs. Very nice. Drivers 5 HP. This was very ambitious. Very ambitious. Against the character of the full screen laser beam. You dared to do any action that's not blocking. I haven't played in a while and I'm working on a new apartment. Well, that's, having a nice living space is important. So, keep your new apartment tidy, keep the... Or if it's new, you're settling in, getting the hang of things. That's good stuff. Oh, that's another thing that Ingrid can do. So if she jumps, she can build a stock or she can go for that diagonal beam. So you do have to wait and block before you approach again. Just because she can do the, do the laser beam. I mean, I might even just drivers here. Drivers 5 HP. It might catch something. Let's see. Oh, you backrolled. I think. No, I just made a mistake. Yeah. Sometimes it's not a good idea to backroll. Yeah, living alone with your own thoughts and yeah. And no one to distract you from Street Fighter 6. Yes, that's the dream, isn't it? Fuck's sake. You can't do this. I know it's funny. It's like, I mean, I do it too. Okay, I'm partial to a back eye win game, but trust me, you lose more games doing that than you do winning them. So even though it is very funny and I find it very amusing when it works, but you can't do it. Yeah. There is a time and place. Oh, I actually just played against Luke. I think he's a 1300 Luke or so. Someone came into the Jamie Discord asking for games, and yeah, I beat him up. He ran into the wrong Jamie player. Okay. 14, like this guy's good. 150k. That means he is the rank that is displayed, right? Because like I said earlier, that's some information that you can glean off the opponent right before the match has even started. So it's going to take a while to load. My computer is not great. Okay, here we go.
Let me have some fun.
Round start jump from the Luke player. Oh, it's like I can predict the future. So, you know, you can go for, I think you can, is it medium palm? Yeah, you can go for a medium palm or roadie palm. High MR equals rank, right? It's high LP, not high MR. Yeah, because if they have low LP and they're 1500, they're probably a diamond player. They're not really 1500. But if they have upwards of 100k LP and they're 1500, you know, they're probably staying at that rank range. So they are of that skill level. So that does change some of your options that you might do. Very nice. 2 drinks. Cheeky. Bit greedy. Why are we jumping here? Incorrect buzzer sound. We don't jump. This is called losing the game. I would rather you go for another drink than you go for another jump. Consider those 2 gambles. Which is better? You know? Obviously the drink. I wouldn't say obvious. Both are... both would result in some kind of knockdown and you having to guess Soki, but... Oh... It's always better to attempt the anti-air than to not do it. So this is good. Not... or wouldn't count it as a mistake. Time to guess. So here you can just walk forward. You know, I'll go for like, go for that, or the best option is walking forward and getting some kind of safe jump. You can also 2MK driver's cancel. That'll be worth it to get out of the corner. Ugh. Okay, so huge mistake made. Driver's cancel, burnout. The first thing I would be doing is just this. You know, and then doing a chip. Some kind of a OD move that chips Wrecker or dive kick. And, you know, if I win the game doing 5 HP 2 LP loops, well, that's, you know, I've won the game. I don't really care how I win. So, and it is so easy to do, and you can turn your brain off, you know. Yeah, I always recommend doing that. And the opponent has to think about doing a super. And they also have to input the super fast, which some players can do and they get some counter hit again, which I find is very funny, especially Guile players. They kind of struggle with that. You can light arrow kick that if you're ready for it. So you're just blocking. Oh, this is tricky. Yeah, you can get some Oki there. Found another weakness to that loop. Oh. Be nice to let me know what it is. I mean, it does build the opponent's burnout bar back as well, but I don't know. Seems... Oh, yes, they can. Yes, that is the counter. Yeah. Okay. If I see the... Well, they try to throw to... No, I don't think the throw works. I'm pretty sure the throw doesn't work if they're burnt out. But if I was to see a backdash, I would be drive rushing. You know? Oh, max range. Yes. Yes, that might work. Oh. But yeah. I normally start the 5 HP loop with a drive rush because that pushes my hitbox into the opponent, right? So I'm always at the close distance. Sometimes it's good to jump after a DI. Okay. Guessed wrong.
Not bad.
Oh. Oh shit! Your master rank? Oh, I think you mentioned that in the Discord. Well, it seems like you're due another replay review for master rank. Wow. Maybe that'll be the next replay review for your master rank experience. Got to 2 months ago. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's quite... I am constantly exhausted, so my days go by quickly, so to me that's like 2 weeks ago. Oh, it's bad. Okay. Unfortunate driver's 5 HP. Oh. Oh, no anti-air? That's all good. You still don't have your actual deserved rank. You tend to lose a lot. Well, I was losing a bit, and then I was like, okay, I'm just going to play sober Jamie and almost deliberately lose. And I kind of did a complete rank reset. And I went down to like 1000 MR, which really isn't my rank. But I wanted to work up from the bottom. And then I'll kind of settle at my true rank. But I mean, that's what I did. But Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Like if you get better, you'll go up in rank, and you know if you. I want to say you can't really go down in rank because the way like fighting games, your knowledge accumulates and your experience accumulates, so you're never really going to get worse. I don't believe players get worse by playing. It's just, I mean, you can take a break and get rusty, but you're still going to have all of the knowledge to make better decisions. Unlucky. Yeah. Back throw in the corner. It's probably one of the best options you can do in that situation. It's eternity on my local. Oh, that would be good. You know, give me a ping in the Discord, and I'll set aside some time to give you a replay review of those matches. That would be wonderful. I actually have the UK Salt Mine League next weekend. Sorry, no, not. It's like in August or something, I think. But I was thinking of training, doing some training and preparing for that tournament, and just just seeing how I perform. Seeing how many command grabs I can get away with. A bit of a risky jump. Why is it risky? Because you're low drive, so if you were to get an anti-air, you would then have to block some kind of a mix-up after the DP. Now, here's the other consideration. When you get a knockdown on drink level 0 or drink level 3, you're either going to 1, which is very important, or you're going to 4. And at drink level 4, you can gain 3 bars of drive back with SA2, which will completely fix your drive meter problem you have here. Like this is a yikes, I can't drive rush cancel. The opponent could do a block string and stun me. Or maybe it has to be a bit less for that, but yeah. So right here, it's like you could argue that drinking is better than Oki. Now, if the opponent had less HP, you could also make the argument that going for a strike would be better because that interaction would win you the round. So, but you would make these decisions based off of all of the information on the screen, and having access to a drink level 4 SA2 would be, fixing your drive meter problem instantly. Oh, you've gone for this, so it's a lot better to go for that's a true block string if you go for the light wrecker on the 6 HK target combo. So Palm is not safe, but level 4 wrecker is -3 on block. So make sure you cancel everything into it on block. That's how you abuse the fact that drink level 4 is very, very, very strong. Air quotes, the best character in the game. Drink level 4. Like right here, you could go into top, like you could, you could go for like Like, that's safe. Like, that stuff is safe, so. And it does a fair amount of drive damage, which is the other reason why it's good. Or you missed the... Pretty sure you have time to light arrow kick, yeah. And if you get an arrow kick, you can go for... You know, whatever you want after that command grab mix up. Oh, you've burnt yourself out. Why are we dry rushing 2 times? That's what I would be asking you. Like, all of that pressure, you could just ignore with a drive reversal, but you're burnt out, so... This is SA3 time. It's always worth killing the opponent if you have SA3 available. It is a mistake not to cancel into SA3 there. The opponent is up around, and those extra interactions was a risk you didn't have to take. Double drive rush is more of a surprise than command grab. It would be to a more experienced player. It would be like, why on earth would you waste your drive like that? I think, you know, that's reasonable reasoning. I think you could make that argument. Ooh, a round start jump in. AKA, I want to lose this game fast. I mean, it works. Like, I mean, the thing is with these riskier lines of play is that, you know, it nets you a drink, pushes the opponent to the corner if you do the Shen Shao combo, so... Wow. A gamble is only bad if it gets punished. The strike throw stuff, yeah. Yeah, drivers. I mean, I guess it's actually worth doing, you know, if it's if the next interaction will kill, forcing 2 mix-ups close to each other. You know. Yeah, you could get a shimmy QuaRtzX. That'll do it. I could see the value in spending your drive meter like that, but it's probably bad practice to do it. 1500 around start jumps. It's because a good player wouldn't necessarily expect you to do it. That's why it works. There's a bit of like bad players beat good players because why would a good player do a bad option? That's the... Yeah, it's very amusing. I mean, if I was you, this is the Shen Shao. Or is it? As you can see, you're not in burnout. And you might get something like that. So you're -1 here, not threatening anything. But if you do the Shen Shao combo, they're in the corner guessing and they'll be losing the game very fast. So if you could drivers cancel, you might as well just go into the Shen Shao combo. It's too good not to do. Plus, you'll get your resources back throw looping or doing like a safe jump into jump heavy punch, medium punch target combo. It's so bad, the bad option goes to being good. Yes, that's exactly how it works. And you could also say if two good players play against each other and they're of an even skill, someone will have to take a risk, and it would look retarded. It would be like, what is that gamble? But it's actually smart, because that's the only way that person could win in an evenly skilled matchup at a high skill level. And then perhaps a low level player would look at it and go, oh, I just got to do random gambling. You know, that's how you play Street Fighter, which is, yeah, it's very funny. There's a very, very fine line between making good and bad decisions, that it's very unclear which is which. So, and that's the current journey that I'm on. It's you know, discovering how to actually get good at fighting games and, you know, get to ultimate master, that sort of rank, surpass a bolt strike, and so on. Yeah, maybe play in Japan or something. That'd be nice. On holiday in some like net cafe. Where were we? I like the drive rush overhead here. It's not bad. Like if you want to do something that's not completely terrible. Yeah, you can go for the level 2 overhead target combo. That's pretty good. Backdash in the corner to beat throw loop is unbelievably bad and low rank. Well, yeah. But you get a back throw counter hit, right? So it's actually... Well, the funny thing is, if you just sit and block and you're like, okay, throw loop me, it's going to take like 5 or 6 throws to kill me. You're actually... Each time you get thrown, there's a bit more pressure for the opponent not to do it, because a back throw, or sorry, a back dash into back throw exists. So, yeah. And I'd also argue that if you just actually died that way, that is not making a mistake. But unfortunately, you have to take a risk in order to win in those situations. Okay. Getting zoned. No anti-air. Huge anti-air. You know, because it's judo time. Right? Like that's why that anti-air is more threatening than, say, an anti-air further back. Right? It's almost more important to land the anti-airs nearest to the corner, because the follow-up is going to be devastating to the opponent. Yeah. So there's some anti-airs that are going to be more painful for you not to miss because of the opportunity cost. So this one is a particular one to pay attention to. Maybe that was a panic DI? Who knows? So there was a lot... The Luke player was doing a lot of neutral jumps, which is opportunities to walk forward and side swap. or just play it safe, maybe even 2 HP for an anti-air. But that pressure is fake as hell, and you can turn it against the opponent very effectively. I don't know if it's only me, but I'm trying to get Ed to Masters too, and going back to Jamie makes me feel a little like a DP god. Yeah. Yeah, I actually have good anti-airs when I go to other characters. Like I played a bit of Ed and Ryu, and people just can't jump against me because I'm just ready for the anti-air. I just have the... I mean, I play on the keyboard, so it's actually extremely easy to plink out an anti-air, but... Yeah. It's just... I mean, I guess Jamie's the type of character that makes you a better fighting game player overall. He doesn't rely on throw looping like a jury players do. Doesn't rely on fan like a my player, so... Alright, I'm back. Seems like I've run out of time for this replay review. Wow. It's gone on for too long, it seems. It's a shame it didn't come on sooner, Yoga, but considering the time zone difference, it's probably only natural you'll come on a bit later. This guy has played a lot of ranked, so I could probably play a lot more. There's a lot more stuff to review. Maybe another replay review. The replay reviews tend to go a lot slower when people are chatting. Lots more stuff to discuss. I'll end up nitpicking the moment to moment plays a bit more. I mean, something you can do in this situation, which is strong. You do like you do like a 5 HP and then wait 5 HP, walk back a bit. That's how you counter a wake up reversal like that. Yeah. I'll be here next time. Oh, that's great. Good to hear. Glad that I'm making content that's good enough to return to. It's good to hear. I think there was another. Oh wow, this guy was actually playing whilst I was reviewing. That's yeah. Some of these matches, I reviewed ones down here and they're wait, maybe they're... Anyway. Yeah. I'll be playing more too because I want to perform in the tournament. Yeah, so I will be doing a similar thing. I think it's about time I actually enter the Salt 9 League and just seeing how well I do against more serious players, I suppose. Just see what it's like. And what's the difference between a tourney, like an online tourney and ranked? Well, we'll find out find out in 2 weeks or so. But I have run out of time, so I probably won't go on for another hour or two, and I'll see you guys next time. And I probably will do another replay review of this guy because I think there's a few more. I feel like there's a bit more we could learn from this player, or at least I can, right? Because I'm of a similar level, so we'd be making the same mistakes, actually. Thanks to the stream. You're welcome. You know, hopefully all of this knowledge gets shared and passed on to all of the Jamie players. Yeah, that's my goal. And hopefully you do well in your tournament. Well, not well, but you have fun. I guess that's the better thing, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Ciao, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Next replay review.